Nick, is this a triathlon? Because let's hit the water. Syracuse women's rowing, known as the Varsity 8, which sounds like a great TV series, put on a show last Saturday at the Saratoga Duels, which also sounds like a great TV show. The rowers' screen-worthy performance earned the Varsity 8 squad ACC Crew of the Week after riding the credits to a second-place result in the morning session, retaining the coveted Liz O'Leary Cup with a win over Radcliffe, and as a team, reclining with its feet up in 3 first-place finishes. Samantha, this is a Loyola team that has a bad taste in their mouth from a year ago. Outscored 38-14 in 2 games against Syracuse, but right now the Greyhounds holding their own. And the star of the game, it had to be Tisha Hyman. The redshirt sophomore missed all of last season due to injury, but coming into this season, she was going to be a staple. I mean, Thanksgiving was a week and a half ago, but she had herself a feast on the score sheet. We're talking practice? Yeah, we're talking practice after Syracuse's 79-75 loss to Georgetown. Now, you know, it's pretty concerning that what Jim Boeheim has to say actually has nothing to do with what took place on the court. It's actually about what took place earlier on or didn't in practice. And Samantha, I know Loyola gave you fits during your time with Colgate, and they've been giving every single team in the Patriot League fits so far this season. A big win over Boston University the last time out, 23-5. And just as Boeheim and company finished a game under 500, SU men's lacrosse is in the same boat. But good news for the 4-5 Orange is that after a 16-goal loss to Notre Dame, Syracuse matches up with an unranked UAlbany team. And if the phrase "history repeats itself" is any barometer of what's to come, then the Cuse's 14-game win streak over unranked opponents is something to smile about. But this rivalry does have a first. The first time SU is playing the Great Danes in our state's capital. It was pouring rain 2.5 minutes in. The UAlbany Great Danes pouring in goals. A ripper from Graydon Hogg, UAlbany's leading scorer. That's his 13th of the season. Syracuse a minute later would respond. Jacob Buttermore low to low, first of his career. He finished with a hat trick, but the story, these two teams scoring in a multitude of ways. Jake Pacino, 5 minutes in, that's a juice goal for the long pole, and UAlbany would take advantage off the assists, while Syracuse more the DIY technique. Syracuse assists on under 50% of its goals. Tucker Dordovic would score there, but UAlbany, it was their second quarter to take, and they took it over. 4-1 outscoring the Orange. Thomas Decker the goal, Jake Pucci the nice little dipsy-do. Well, Braden, you can play devil or angel. I think everyone in the CNY community is playing devil. You're playing angel, so I'm going to focus on the positives as well. Jacob Fopp, top 15 in the nation in face-off win percentage. What's gone into his success? Back-to-back wins over unranked opponents for Syracuse, all punctuated by a stellar performance from the Tyrell sisters. Emma Tyrell had a career-high 8 points. Megan Tyrell, we've seen her do this before, tied her career high with 10. Duke controls near alley. Nakai Montgomery, the grad student, actually walked onto the football team this past fall. Can't get away from showcasing his athleticism, he told the media before the season. Sean Lowley dishes it behind the cage. Duke content to slow it down, 40 to shoot. Far wing O'Neal, roll dodge, fakes the left-handed shot, double teamed. Pass out to Nenza in the first line of midfielders. O'Neal with it, fakes the lefty shot, now at the point. Kicks it out, McAdory. The freshman runs all the way around the perimeter, 25 to shoot. Good defense from the Cuse, it's at X with Lowley. Fakes it, far goal line extended, falls down. It's still in the possession of Duke, they'll lose it. Picked up by the long pole and flicked to Gavin in the crease. So Syracuse in transition left to right. Sam Alexo in his stick. He's at the point, he'll shoot, he'll score! A long pole goal for Sam Alexo, his 3rd of the season, bounces it past Adler, and Syracuse a 2-0 lead, 5 minutes in.
This game is starting off exactly the right way that Syracuse would want to. Look, they're winning on both sides. On the defensive end, Brendan O'Neal isn't getting any space at all, and that's limiting the Duke offense entirely. The Blue Devils really don't know where to turn when number 34 gets double-teamed. And on the other side, we've seen defense turn into offense a couple of times right now, and Sam Alexo on that last one takes it all the way himself.
A long pole that likes to get into the offensive zone. His third goal of the year. Actually started his Syracuse career with a short stick, switched this past season to a long pole, and it's proved wonders for the sophomores. Naso wins yet another faceoff, but it's not turning into anything for the Blue Devils. Syracuse a 2-0 lead.
You got to imagine Jacob Fopp is a little bit frustrated early on, though.
A guy in Jacob Fopp that was pulled last year in the Duke 15-14 win over Syracuse after going 1 of 10 at the faceoff X against Jake Naso. Duke running around in the stick of Owen Caputo, the second line midi. O'Neal up top, 20 yards away from Cage, far side. And now behind Cage. Joe Robertson, they call him Captain Clutch, had 3 game-winning goals a season ago. Races around near goal line extended his stop. Back to Lowly at X. He'll peruse, now run around the crease, bounce it, it's in! Great move from the Penn transfer as he faked near side, ran across the crease, bounced it in, and Duke responds. It's 2-1 Syracuse 6 minutes in.
That's a really smart play. The SU defender just lost him there for a second. That's a classic just wraparound goal where he had a couple of steps on the defender, and just like that, all the momentum swings back to Duke, because like we had been talking about, you win a face-off here and go down and score again, suddenly we're tied.
Lowly's 21st goal of the season, transferred from Penn after playing only 1 game a season ago due to Ivy League restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Had 2 goals in a Duke win over Towson last week. It's his first against Syracuse today. Ball flicked up in the air. Duke will take it for now, but then Alexo steals it away. Face-off win for the Cuse. They're up 2-1, attacking the right end. 8:40 to go in the first quarter. Powering across near goal line extended, Siebel. Flips it back out, Berkman in the alley. Mikey Berkman thrust on this attacking line after Stephen Rafis graduated a year ago. Syracuse to reset at the restraining line. Griffin Cook, head of steam. Powers down the lane, looks for the shot, now bouncing pass near GLE. A pass out to Berkman, who fires it in! That was pretty for Mikey Berkman, give him double-digit goals on the season. That's number 10. And from the near wing, Mikey Berkman ripped it in off a quick stick pass. 8:17 to go in the first. Syracuse 3, Duke 1. Game 1 of our doubleheader between Canisius and Syracuse. Next game scheduled for about 30 minutes from now. With Zach Lutzen, I'm Cameron Uzair, as Syracuse looks to stay alive. Kelly Breen, a power hitter on this team, also swings at the first pitch. Syracuse, an aggressive approach here in the bottom of the 7th.
It's rally time, Cam, and you can see the dugout rally caps are on. You got the heart of your lineup up, and well, the dugout just trying to will their team get one more run to try to complete this comeback. It was 4-0. They've got it down to 1, but need some magic down to their final out.
The pitch. Breen skies it to the gap in right. It falls. Kelly Breen on her horse to second, and Syracuse has the game-tying run in scoring position.
How about that piece of hitting? Game on the line, down to your last out, and just right over the heart of the plate, she says, okay, thank you very much. I'm going to go out and attack this, and places it perfectly. I mean, that splits the gap between Mercrocio and Johnson in right center field, and who would you want up but the cleanup hitter, Nelly Casares-Mayer, who's been fantastic with 2 extra base hits. And, well, Kim Griffin's chatting out with her team on the mound, is saying, listen, we've got to figure something out, because Syracuse, with Breen now out of the game, is going to go to a pinch run.
Yeah, Syracuse relies on Olivia Hess, who's 2 for 3 on stolen bases this season. What a hit by Breen. And coming up, Nelly Casares-Mayer, who delivered an absolute bomb to center off the camera stand. It doesn't matter, might leave a little dent, but she doesn't care. It gave her 2 RBIs. Game-tying run at second. That pitch way outside as Ollison is electing to throw it outside of the plate, and
With a pitch like that, you wonder with an open bag at first if she wants to attack the best hitter on this team.
I mean, this is someone who, as you saw, had the 2-run shot in the 3rd, then the double in the 5th. So dangerous because all you really need is a single here, Cam, to try to knot this game.
2-0 pitch, and Ollison again just throwing it to the outside, and this is the next best thing to an intentional walk.
Right. An unintentional intentional walk, if you will.
Casares Mayer looks in, another pitch to the same spot. For a player with 2 extra base hits and probably the hottest bat on the team right now, Canisius does not want to deal with her.
Cam, for some context, that's the first walk, it being an intentional sort, since the 1st inning for Ollison. That's how good she's been with her command. When she's walking someone, it's because she was trying to.
Ollison doing a great job in this game, needs just one more out, and Shannon Depking will send out a pinch hitter. Jude Padilla, the junior, batting a tick over 260. 1 of 9 in her last 6 games. Has 11 RBIs on the season. The junior from Texas. That ball skips away from the catcher, and Syracuse now has the game tying and the game winning run in scoring position.
Wow, what an unopportune time for Canisius to have a passed ball. I mean, it looked like it was just going to be right in the breadbasket, just mishandled by Fazzolari behind the dish, and now Syracuse has the potential to win the game with the single.
Jude Padilla in her 19th game this season. The 1-0. Holds off on it, make it 2-0. For how much as we've been lauding Shaylin Ollison, it's an unintentional, intentional walk that puts her on base, Nelly Casares Mayer, and on 3rd, the game-tying run 60 feet away is the pinch runner. That's called a strike on the outside. So Pess at 3rd. At 2nd is Casares Mayer. Syracuse entered this inning only 6 hits, 3 runs. And right now, this could be the biggest hit of them all. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count. Padilla swings, and that one hooks foul. Good contact, and now Canisius is 1 strike away from taking this one. Jude Padilla, 1 for 3 in the series this past weekend against Notre Dame, but just 9 of 34 this season from the plate. The 2-2. Padilla swings, that one is caught! What a grab! Catch is made, and Syracuse loses.
But I'm not done talking about the cream of the crop, because this time on the college lacrosse scene, because blue blood this, blue blood that. Duke is number 10 in the country, so with Syracuse men's lack sitting at 3-4 and 0-4 against ranked opponents this season, could the Orange lasso their way back in the win column? So 4 teams have punched their ticket into their respective regional finals, with 4 still on tap for today. A little after 7 tonight, it's David disguised as a peacock and Goliath in the form of 7-3 center Zach Eady, as 15th seed St. Peter's looks to become the first ever 15 seed to advance to the Elite 8, taking on Purdue. Kansas and Providence are at 7:30, and after 9, North Carolina and UCLA battle in the tourney for the first time since 1989. Another team trying to not dip below 500 was number 9 Syracuse men's lacrosse, as the Orange road trip down to Charlottesville to face the 2nd-ranked team in the country. Yeah, this schedule's no joke. Number 1 Maryland last week, and now 2nd-ranked Virginia. Well, the good news for Syracuse, they beat the defending national champs both times last year, so safe to say the Cuse has the Cavs numbers, right? Now, locally, the matchup to watch earlier today was a rematch of last year's AFC title game between the Chiefs and Bills. A reminder that Kansas City punched its ticket to the Super Bowl with a 38-24 win last year over Buffalo. And that'll wrap things up for tonight's sports update. A lot to look forward to. Can Cuse basketball rebound? Will the Crunch bounce back? And what's to expect from NFL Championship weekend? But those are questions for next week. After the break, an update on Tom Brady's possible retirement.